Hey everyone, this is Bhumik welcoming you all to my channel The Blended Learning. And in today's video, we are going to discuss about the Union Budget 2022. So without any further delay, let's dive into the video.
Honorable Speaker, we are marking Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav and have entered into Amrit Kal, the 25-year-long lead up to India at 100. Honorable Prime Minister in his Independence Day address had set out the vision for India at 100. By achieving certain goals during Amrit Kal, our government aims to attain this vision. They are:
the budget of 2022 has focused on digitalization and technology. It has focused on some of the sectors of economy such as infrastructure, health and education. Also, it has provision of e-services to the masses. It has laid the foundation and the blueprint of India for over the next 25 years, which is India from 75 to India at 100. It has a sharp focus on developing human capital consumption and also its expenditure. In this video, we are going to divide it into parts and we will cover some of the important topics on which budget has been given. So let's begin. The first is income tax or direct tax. A new provision is introduced to allow taxpayers to update the past return and include omitted income by additional tax payment. The updated return can be filed within 2 years from the end of the relevant assessment year. The tax intensive year has now been extended to 1 year for the startups. Also, eligible startups are incorporated under the section 80 IAC. Also, corporate surcharge has now been decreased from 12% to 7%. So these were some of the major points in direct tax or your income tax. Let's move on to the next one, which is indirect tax or GST and customs. An important amendment to the Central Goods and Services Tax Act in section 16, 34, 37, 39 and 52. The last date to amend corrections, upload missed sales invoice or notes or to claim any missed input tax credit or ITC of one financial year is no longer due date to file September return of the following year, but it is 30th November of the following year. Section 29 of the CGST Act is amendment for cancellation of GSTIN by officer. If a composition taxable person fails to file an annual return for 3 months or beyond the due date of 30th April of the following year, his registration can get cancelled. Likewise, or any other taxpayer, the 6-month consecutive default in return filing is replaced with consecutive tax period default as may be predicted. Let's move on to the budget allocation now. In budget allocation, a 6.4 percentage of fiscal deficit has been projected for India in the financial year of 23. It has also given the states 1 lakh crore rupees to help fund PM Gati Shakti program. Now, the revised deficit year is estimated to be at 6.9% of GDP. Let's move on to one of the most important topic, which is education. Point number 1 is 2 lakh Anganwadis will now be upgraded in child health care. 2 years of education designation for school going children means we need to develop efforts and spending to bridge education gaps. NEP or National Education Policy has advocated a 6% of GDP to be directed towards education, while we remain far short the announcement of tech-based platform One Class, One TV channel program of PM E-Vidya for school children and establishment of digital universities were the need of the hour. Digital university to set up online learning or education focusing on ICT using a hub and spoke model. Now, the one of the major topics which is now going on everywhere in India, which is startups or the drone technology. As we all know that in news we tend to hear that the new drone technology is used by Indian Army or in other sectors. So what budget has been given to them, or what are the specifications? Let us see. Defense R&D to be opened for the new startups or enterprise. Startups will be promoted to Drone Shakti program to encourage and to also promote the drone usage. Now let us discuss about agriculture. Government to promote funds for blended finance, government share limited to 20% for sunrise opportunities such as climate change, agri-tech, etc. Funds to be facilitated through NABARD to finance startups for agriculture and rural enterprise relevant for farm produce value chain. Startups will support FPOs and provide tech to farmers. Use of Kisan drones, digitalization of land records, spraying and quality of insecticides or pesticides will also be monitored here. Now let us come to the virtual currency, or we can say that cryptocurrency. In this budget, the government has played a word role here. So they have not currently saying it as a cryptocurrency, rather saying as a virtual currency or virtual assets. So let us see what we have got. So the main point only is Reserve Bank of India, or RBI, is introducing the digital rupee using blockchain technology in 2022 and 2023. So this was the only point regarding the cryptocurrency topic, which is very familiar to all of us, which is e-vehicle and energy. Number one point is energy saving and saving measures will be promoted. Finance Ministry has given a PLI or solar modules of about 19,500 crores, and also a battery swapping policy to be brought out with the interoperability standards to boost the EV ecosystem. So this was all about the e-vehicles and energy. Now let us move on to the e-passport section, which is going to be insurance of e-passport with future tech to be introduced in 2022 to 2023. Finance Ministry has said India would start issuing e-passports in 2022-2023. When first announced in 2019, they were some of the features proposed. Now let us discuss features one by one. Number one, these e-passports will take few seconds to read. Second, prototype was tested in a US government identified laboratory. Third, they are expected to have thicker front and back covers. The back cover is expected to have a small silicon chip. The chip will have 64 kilobytes of memory space. Holders' photographs and fingerprints will be stored in the chip. And the last point is will have the capacity to store 30 visits. Now let us move on to which is healthcare system. Let us see what we have got from here. An open platform for the national digital health ecosystem will be rolled out. It consists of digital registries of health providers and facilities, unique health identity, and universal access to the health facilities. Let us move on to the topic infrastructure, roadways, railways, waterways, and logistics. In my opinion, there are only 2 points which you should know about. So let us discuss them. The first one is new rail products in the form of one station, one product, 400 next gen Vande Bharat trains, and 100 PM Gati Shakti cargo terminals over the next 3 years provide integration of NIP with Gati Shakti and is likely to prove crucial in the employment generation as the transport network is rich in the terms of backward and forward linkages with the rest of the economy. Drafts DPRs for the 5 river links has been finalized. This was all about, you can say there are more points, but for covering in this video, I think this is enough. Now let us move on to the last topic, and the topic which is raised every year, which is employment. Let us see what we have got here. Production Link Incentive PLI scheme for achieving Atmanirbhar Bharat has received an excellent response, potentially creating 60 lakhs new jobs and additional production of 30 lakhs crore during the next key cap digital 5 years. PLI schemes across 14 sectors have been achieved a tremendous response and created 60 lakhs job opportunities. So this video covers all the highlights of the union budget of 2022. I hope that these highlights were informative and useful to you. So by this line, I would like to end my video. If you get something new from this video, give it a like, and for new updates, subscribe to my channel. See you in the next video, but before that, I want your opinions in the comment section. So do not forget to comment in this video. Thank you all. Thanks for watching.